Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to another stream. Hope everybody has a good day today. Um, let's see how things are going for the day. Before I take a look at what I want to take a look at, is anybody curious about anything that's happening in the market? I have some pretty cool things. I want to take a quick look at the future, some recent news that came out, and some stocks that are trending right now. Um, Electric, yeah, yesterday was pretty nice, right? We had a nice green day yesterday. I do hope today stays the course. Taking a look at like what's trending right now, right? We see futures are pretty much flat. Not much changed right now. We did have some earnings yesterday. I don't think anything drastic. Um, I know today I was kind of looking at the news and jobless claims fell again last week as employment picture continues to improve. This is pretty much the first time claims for unemployment is about 547,000. That's below the overall estimate that the Dow Jones was expecting. So I could see some people being very bullish for that. Still right, there's still high numbers of unemployment rate, but seems to be getting better, better than expectations, right? So that seems to be surprised. I'm guessing that's why markets are pretty quiet right now. But yeah, it's insane, right? Skills is still running up, right? Skills is up another 13% pre-market. Um, I know yesterday we had, I think Ark bought a lot of skills. They did a lot of buying yesterday. Um, so I don't know if you guys saw what they purchased yesterday. But look, we have skills up right now pre-market. Fisker, I know Fisker was up big yesterday, but it's down. It's down about 8% today. What else? AT&T was up a night is up after earnings 4%. I know the airlines reported, I guess, better than expected losses. So we have American Airlines up 3.5%. This one actually surprises me, right? I wouldn't have thought airlines are continuing to trend up overall. Um, but yeah, I want to. I know some of you guys are super excited about Ark. And I want to see what they bought and sold yesterday. So here I want they are selling a lot of semiconductors. Someone on my Discord channel today mentioned that they've been selling Nvidia. So I want to see how much of everything were they selling. And here I can see overall share trends. Right, TSM, which is the big semiconductor. They've been letting go of these in the past few weeks, and so they barely have any TSM. Same with Silonex, right? Silonex, which they own in RQ and ArcX, that one is pretty much gone. They've sold almost all their position there. Nvidia is another one, right? Nvidia right here, you can see them. They've definitely sold a nice amount um, of the stock. Let me see, pull up. Um, Lime Bear, you bought some Facebook today for the AR VR. Are you up for the challenge, Jose? What challenge, Lime Bear? Facebook is, I think Facebook is a great purchase in long term. I own it, right? For me, it's definitely a great purchase, especially for that, for the augmented reality and the virtual reality. That's outside Lime Bear of their advertisement place. That is the biggest. I want to say that's where they're really putting all their money in because Facebook has so many other stuff, right? Let's take a look at investors relations of Facebook. Like Facebook has so much, right? They have the Oculus right here. Obviously, they have all the messengers. Um, is this where I would see their platforms? I know they have like hardware as well. Let's see. Products maybe. Hmm. Do. Company info. Yes. Okay. Here. Um. Yeah. So they own Oculus. They own Instagram, right? WhatsApp, Messenger. But some ones that aren't known, for example, are Novi, right? Novi is announced. They don't really do like I said, they don't. I don't think they're growing it as much, but Novi is their form of digital wallet, right? A connected wallet for a connected world. It's used a lot during the Facebook transactions and all these online transactions. So they do own that. They also own Workspace. What's going on, Mr. Bear? What's going on, Ray? They also own Workspace, Portal, and Portal Plus, right? Portal by Facebook, right? Portal by Facebook. It's like they're calling their hardware device to use to call with WhatsApp, Facebook, or other messengers. My parents use this a lot, right? To speak to my family outside. It's easier for my grandma to use. So this is another one. And other small stuff like that that many people don't know Facebook has. Facebook is kind of innovating into, but I do believe the Oculus is their biggest innovation. Um, that they're continuing to put their money in. Um, so, Mr. Bear, good morning, Jose. We got a low volume across the board in pre-market. May have a small dip at open. Oh, nice. I mean, not nice. Good news. Good to hear, right? Right, market seems to be a bit quiet right now. Bear, what do you think the low volume is due to, Mr. Bear? Is there any big news that the overall investors are waiting for right now? I don't think so, right? 5 things to know before the stock market opens. Um, there's no real meetings or anything happening today. It just seems to be airlines earnings. Nothing crazy reported for today. Algos are off. Pulled back, yeah. So I was just looking right at what things. So Line Bear, was is this your first time entering into Facebook, or are you increasing your position size there? I also want to see what Ark has been buying. Let's see what they've been purchasing a lot. Ark has been purchasing a nice amount of Roblox. It seems like a few days ago they've increased their position dramatically on Roblox, and that's pretty cool. Line Bear, first entry. Yeah, for me, Facebook was a tier one stock for me on 2020. Right now, it's more like a tier two. I don't. I actually just did a video on them, right? Facebook. I think I mentioned a lot of the top six. I did Facebook, Netflix, Microsoft, and all those. And Facebook and Google, in form of the other ones, was the cheapest, from what I remember. Mr. Bear, did they? They bought us back at NAV yesterday. Wall Street hedge funds adding growth stocks. Yeah, I mean, I want to take a look at, right. So these are ARKs, all the recent purchases, and how they've been increasing in the past few days. So Roblox, we see they've been adding a lot. Coinbase, it seems, is one that they've continued to add position to. Um, let's see, SPFR. I'm not sure which one this is. It's a Jaws. It's a SPAC. Anybody familiar with this SPAC? SPFR. Let's take a quick look at this one. Search for SPFR. It's a stock. Is this the one you were just talking about? No, Mr. Bear. They've been purchasing this one too. Um, do, 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 do. Line Bear, oh, in Denmark, there is this rule about max 10% in the Danish market. But in America, it seems like most Americans are all American market. It would be fun to have some from around the world. Line Bear, yeah, I mean, I do feel like most American investors, especially most that I talk to, just mainly invest in uh in American companies. Um, but I mean, we do see like international plays. I mean, a lot of it's been super. C has been super popular lately with investors, right? Um, that's obviously Southeast Asia. Baba, for example, Baba Tencent tend to be a big place here. For people I talk to, Spotify too, which is European. So I do see some outside international in the normal portfolio, but it's usually just the big names. I don't ever see much people talk about like small market cap companies or mid market cap companies in international regions. Facebook is a beast getting into streaming now in crypto. Doug, man, that seemed like a great thing. I wanted to read that. Why'd you retract it? Oh no, a message deleted by the Google moderate team. Man, why did the what did you say, Doc? There was nothing wrong with your message, but Google didn't like it one bit. Maybe crypto. I guess crypto is not. It's starting to be a weird word here. Um, so Ray, you're in Snap. How do you think earnings will go today? For Ray, I'm not sure. Right, that's what I'm actually wanting to look at Snap earnings to see how Facebook and Google's earnings might do. Right, I mean Facebook is gonna. Is it that reason probably, Doug, that Google hates Facebook, so they're censoring you right now? But yeah, Facebook it's a nice growth. And Ray, right, Snap. I do think Snap is strong, right? There, most of their revenue comes from right advertising business. Um, I, I don't. I'm more. I can't give any projections on this one. I really want to take a look at their earnings to look at my other companies, right? I wanted to look at Facebook and Google out of them, obviously, because most of their advertisement and seeing how how monthly active users are still being strong in platforms like this. But I keep seeing more people use Snap, right? Even in stories, right? In YouTube, they just put stories from either TikTok or Snap or stuff like that. So overall, I'm seeing growth. The stock has pulled back a nice amount, right? The great thing about pullbacks, right, Ray, is it kind of eliminates a nice amount of the risk. Um, but earnings are volatile, right? These are short-term moves that can go anyway. So it's more if you feel comfortable with the stock. But from its low, from this, it's up 17. It's been pretty good, it seems. Mr. High, is it okay for anyone to use margins to stocks? Mr. High, I mean, I want to say it's okay. I mean, not a recommendation. I personally wouldn't mind using it if it's at a control level, right? Always have a plan. Being at like 5%, 10%. I mean, there's plenty of investors that, as long, like I say with anything, right? Daily trading, right? Daily trading. Many people believe daily trading is bad. It's not something I would do, but if you're good at it, then why not? Because you have to understand the risk. Same with options trading. Do you understand the risk? If you understand the risk and have a plan in place, then I think that's the better move. If you're just using margins to just use margins, and you have no ideas of the risk, if you're just using margins, if you're going 100% margins, if you're using it all on growth stocks, on stocks you have no fundamental thesis on, then that's the weird reason. That's obviously a horrible reason. I personally wouldn't use it, but I wouldn't badmouth someone for using it as long as they know the risk. Doug, yeah, ads, Facebook shops, right? They're really doing straight Facebook, right? Facebook has been doing great with their moving into that e-commerce platform with their business. Um so yeah, look at Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear, he stays between 0 to 5% on it. Since we are at all-time highs, right? So he has a plan in place and he doesn't pass that limit. What's going on, Fizz? How's it going? Morning, morning. Yeah, so Doug, right? They have ads. Ads, I mean, it's just they're just continuing to grow their user base. Antoine, I got it. See, I got it. Antoine, use it when you know how much it's worth. Um, right? Like I mean, it's definitely a topic where you have to be careful, right? Imagine if we see another correction like we've seen recently, how much would it suck? And you have to deal how emotionally prepared you are for it. At the same time, you also have to take account like how much are you paying for interest? Is this interest even worth what you believe you're gonna gain out of it? So there's so much to really put out there for it. Um, so You know, I don't. I watched an episode. Obviously, there's very little YouTubers that I watch, um, and there was a good. Obviously, go do it after the stream. But meet Kevin. Meet Kevin just did a episode a day or two ago, where he talks about how the deleveraging, something Ray Dalio talks a lot about, and he shows about the margin, FINRA margins. That I think he probably has a better. Is this it? Yeah, this is the website he was actually looking at, Mr. Bear. I'm guessing you probably watched the same. Maybe you watched the same video, um, or you just know about it. But here we have. What are we looking at? Advanced investing, brokerage accounts. Nope. So margin statistics. So it seems like right now people are more over margined, right? Look, compare debit balance and customer security margin accounts. Let's take a look at January of 2020. It was about $561 billion. And we can see throughout of all 2020, it was between that 450 to like 650. Not till November of 20, November 20, December 20, January 2021, February of 2021, and March of 2021, people are way more over leveraged. Numbers were just published this week for March, right? This is insane. People are more leveraged on their are more leveraged on their accounts right now than we've seen before. So that can be a bit of a scary thing to see, right? So definitely, if things do get bad, it can get bad pretty quick. Wall Street, most of my stocks are growth stocks, and my total portfolio is still down. Big time, right? I mean, yeah, growth stocks unfortunately have seen a bad few months. I mean, we had a great year, right, Wall Street. So unfortunately, it sucks when one entered. If one entered on November, December, it's definitely a bad time for growth stocks. If you've entered like in March and June, even like in July, I'm pretty sure your portfolio is still pretty good. So I do believe it's a great learning experience what we just saw, right? Sometimes it's good to not just focus all on growth stocks, not all on have pillars. I know we talked about it last year, right? Have pillars. Maybe have some value stocks, have some slow growers, but focus on what you want to focus on. Maybe another thing, right? This is something I've learned this past thing, and something I have to learn to do better. When stocks do seem a bit overextended, and right, hindsight is 2020. When stocks do see a bit overextended, it might not be bad to kind of pull off some of that winner position, right? Luckily, I'm still green. I'm very green from last year. But if I would have pulled out of some winner positions earlier on from those overextensions, I wouldn't. I would have been even more green. So that's something I've learned throughout this experience, right? I've never seen stocks just jump like that. So it's something I'm gonna put in the back of my mind for future use. So it's always a learning experience. I think this market, and they're always gonna give us good things. Did you just post it? I know you can't send links. Did you post it on Discord? What's going on in judo? Good morning. Good morning. So I actually was just looking at what Ark has been buying, right? So like I mentioned, they've been buying Big and Roblox. TSP, Too Simple. I know someone kept talking about that one. I haven't really looked at that one. They've kind of been increasing their position. Coinbase as well. They've been increasing their position. SPFR, that's an acquisition, a SPAC I haven't really seen. 3D System, they're really increasing that. RTP, is this the one you were just talking about, Mr. Bear? Reinvent Technology, is this another SPAC? I see it about $10.01. It seems they're adding there. Yo, DraftKings has come out with some great news. I'm actually doing a video on them. DraftKings is killing it. Even today, they came out that they're working with Sling TV. It's pretty cool how DraftKings is growing. And it's like every day they come up with a new reason to enjoy the company a little bit more. Um, they've added Palantir. They've recently added into that one. I'm surprised they've adding into Workhorse. The Workhorse is not one I follow too much. Linebear, you've had DD from 10, sold a month ago after 45. Nice. Those are some great returns. They bought big on Neo recently. I'm super excited, right? Neo right here. Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't know if you guys can see, but chart here, super big growth here. They sold Okta, not much. So they've been buying. Unfortunately, they've been selling a lot of semiconductors, right? They sold they've been selling TSM, they've been selling Silenex, and they've been selling Nvidia recently. I wonder if they're just believing the shortage might affect the company as a whole. These earnings. And Mr. Bear, where's the website? I'm still waiting for the website you wanted me to pull up. But for let's see. So today we have, I don't think today we have any, we have Snapchat today, right? What earnings do we have Thursday? So Thursday morning, I'm pretty sure most of them happen. We have Southwest. And I mean, that's the only one that's super interesting right now. AT&T, I thought did good. I saw did good right now. Thank you. All right, so this is pretty cool, Mr. Bear. Shows history of 2020 and 2021. So this is New York Stock Security Market Credit. So pretty much margin, right? In margins, right now we can see compare to 2021. I mean, compared to 2020, January, February, and March. We're decreasing. Where right now they are a lot higher. They are increasing. Another thing, right? New York credit balance. Same here. Okay. New York Stock Exchange credit balance in margins account seasonality. So what's the difference between margin? All right, so that's margin debt, and this is credit balance. It's increasing. Um, I'm actually gonna bookmark this. I really I'm gonna add this to my bookmark. Done. I actually like this one too. The FINRA information. I didn't know information like this was shared to and about on a monthly basis. So I'm gonna add this to that. Oops. Let me just close out of some of these stuff. So is anybody interesting about? Is anybody excited about anything happening today? I still write skills, man. This one is still trending up. This is insane. Up another 17% today. I know yesterday Ark I think purchased some more. That might be driving a bit of the excitement under it. And maybe nice short squeeze too. And some stocks making biggest moves today. Let's see what we have here. American Airlines, right? The airlines are still losing a lot of money. Jose, do you help with identifying growth value cyclical, or do you have a website that helps with this? I'm mainly a swing value trade investor newbie. Thanks for your help. So, Ray, how do I identify a growth, a value, or a cyclical stock? That I feel I've kind of looked at it through just experience. I mean, just when I'm doing fundamentals of the company, just when I'm looking at fundamentals of the company, seeing, hey, like for me, a growth stock is a company that historically has been growing at crazy levels, right? And it has been growing in the past 2-3 years, has been growing at least 15 to 20% compounded annual growth rate. And future expectations is also around that similar rate. So that's what I will consider a growth stock. A growth stock sometimes tend to be negative in earnings. I prefer them to be positive in free cash flow from operations. So that's what I consider for me a growth stock. Then I have something like a speculative play. A speculative play is one that has no prior revenue growth. It's a brand new market. It's expected to grow dramatically, but right now it has a very strong balance sheet. It has no earnings and no positive cash flow from operations. So that's a speculative play. A value stock, A value stock, I don't really look at true value. I kind of look at more like growth value. And growth value, I consider stuff like Amazon, like Google, like Microsoft, where they are still growing at some decent levels, but at the same time, they're already strong in positive earnings. They're already strong in positive cash flow. They have an amazing balance sheet. But because of all that, they're probably growing at like strong high digits, right? Strong single digits, 8%, 9% growth. Um, so that's pretty much how I look at them, based on that revenue growth, based on their balance sheet, based on their future and historical growth as well. So it's more. I think what's really important is understanding where the stage of the business is at, and that can help you finally identify what type of stock it is. And I think that you're just gonna see that from just reading a lot, right? That's pretty much where I've learned that. I don't think there's a website that has really taught me about that. Maybe I could do a video later on. Um, Duck IDEX sold their first EV tractor yesterday. Wow, I mean that's cool. Let's see. I haven't even heard of them. I know someone keeps talking about them. Is it you, Duck, or is it Mr. Bear? But they are a fintech company. It seems like they're a financial tech company. Um, am I looking at the right one? They sold their first IDEX, Idea Economics. Duck, you and Tim. But here I see they're like a fintech. What do you? I don't see anything being about EV vehicles or EV tractors at that. Is that the right one? Idenomics. All right, let's see. Let me take a look at their website. I don't know why Google is telling me something else. No, it says they're a global fintech business. Do they own different types of? Hmm. So that to me already would be kind of weird, right? You're kind of talking to me about EV tractors, but I go to their website, um, and they're a fintech business. Do they have holdings on an EV tractor company or something like that? Because it seems like more they do solutions. I'll have to take a quick look at this one, Duck. Um, that's okay. So it's form of like a holdings company at the same time. So they own different industries. Okay, I see, Duck. All right, that makes more sense. IDAX stock. I mean, it's a super small market cap, right? $1.1 billion and pre-market of 2.6. May I ask, Duck, where did you and Tim find this company? And remember, right? One thing I do want to say is I feel like we're always trying to find the brand new company. Like, what's the next big company? Sometimes the next big company is already a big company. So it's already a company we own in our portfolio. So I do think one thing us as investors need to continue to learn too is, hey, maybe sometimes just take a closer look at our portfolio and see what we want to add on to. In 2021, anyone can own an even company, Jose. You know this. All you need is some PowerPoint slides. And just 100% growth every year till 2025. Is that's all you need. Just scanning through Finviz. Nice, Duck. Were you scanning through using the screener? Or were you using more the technical? I know they have a good screener, free screener for people to use. Definitely a cool free tool for those that don't use that don't. I think I've done a video on it on how to use their screener. Maybe I have. Wall Street, you're divorcing your wife and marrying skills. Nice. Best of luck to you. I mean, this one it's literally insane what's happening with skills. Oh, market is about to open. I'm not going to Wall Street. Where do I need to go? Trading view. You just want to see charts, how things are starting off. 1 minute till open. Have I taken a look at 3D market like NNOX? Sounds familiar. Using the screener to find high growth companies. Nice, Duck. Yeah. Did you check? Did you Duck? Did you ever watch that video I talk about of how screeners what type of screeners I use? It's an old video, but I definitely I believe I dropped some knowledge in that one. So Chintan, have you taken a look at 3D markets like Enox? Not much. I haven't really looked at too much 3D markets. Chintan, I know I should. Nano, right? I feel this one has pulled back a nice amount, right? It's definitely down big, right? It's down 61%. So the 3D market, I know, is a market that, for example, Ark has been very, very bullish. I know in their big ideas. I haven't done a big ideas episode recently. I know this is wanting me to do more Ark big ideas. Come on. So Ark big ideas, right? I know one of the things is 3D printing, right? They mentioned it was their 12th table option here. So I definitely should take a read on it. I kind of stopped at deep learning and these, and I just started investing in them a lot. But I have to enter, right? The automation for sure is one I want to look at with robotics, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they talk about here, automation with robotics. That one is one I definitely want to take a look at. Delivery drones and maybe 3D printing. I don't think I would do long read sequencing, multi-cancer screening, or cell and gene therapy just because it's not a market I can understand. But maybe after I read that, I probably could. Yeah, that's the great thing, right, Doug? So to me, it's like I probably just explained the tool a quick way, and then you find a way that works well with you. And that's the best thing, right? Grab something from another investor, and you don't have to use it the way they used it. But now that you know that tool, you can use it your own way. I'm in Nanox. Oh, Nanox technology. It's still a risky one since they don't have any sales. Okay, so they don't have any sales, right? So for me, this would be a high speculative play. It would be more if I was super bullish in it. It's an X-ray, not 3D printers. So why Chin did you mention it was like in the 3D market? Is X-ray still part of 3D imaging? Is 3D imaging a thing? The one, I think the only 3D printer that I know is this one. Maybe this is the one you meant. Chin, you and DM, which is Nano Dimensions, right? Nano Dimensions is the 3D electric printed board circuit, right? That one seems to be again another speculative play, pulled back a nice amount, but I can see why investors are excited about this one too. But it has huge growth potential. OG there starts to sell once. I mean, yeah, these high speculative. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I figured. You were talking about NNDM. Jose, what do you think about e-health? E-health. Let's take a look at it, Shiro. And give me 1 second. Jose, how are you? What do you think about Zillow and Open Door Stock Basic? How are you guys? Hope everybody's doing good. Zillow, I've done a video a long time ago where I enjoyed Redfin a little bit more than Zillow. I think that whole market, though, that whole real estate market is definitely a market that will continue to grow. And they're all still such small market shares in what they're holding. They can still continue to expand. All of them can continue to expand. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about Zillow, Open Door, and Redfin recently. I think I might just do a video on all three. I think there was another a fourth one that people keep talking about. That's kind of in that market as well. But again, overall, as the market as a whole, I definitely enjoy it. And let me take a look at Shiro. He wants to um, give me 1 second. And guys, while you're here, make sure to hit that thumbs up. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. I definitely appreciate it. But first, I want to take a look at the market, see if anything big. Skills, right? Skills is now back up to $20. That is insane. Let me go back to my daily. Um, Skills, ACT. It seems like stocks are nicely green so far. I don't know. Who knows how long that's gonna last, right? Fastly here. I do like Fastly in the technical aspect. Again, I don't like. I don't like. I'm not a technical investor. But when you see like supports like this being tested numerous times, it's kind of like a good sign. Again, I'm not a trader. NEO is up, so anything that's down today. What do we have down today? Nothing really big. CRNC for me. Google and AMD. AMD is pretty much flat. Facebook pretty much flat. So nothing scary right now. Pretty much quiet for most of it. Few high growers are seeing good returns. Roy, do not touch skills. They have been lying through their teeth about a multitude of things. Man. Oh man. What are some things you don't like about them, Roy? I always love to hear anything from both sides. Right? I'm not a perma bull. I'm not a perma bear. I love learning from both style investors. Um Rudy, do I like MWK stock? So I've heard about it. There's this guy known in my Discord, Fizz. I'm pretty sure he's still here. He enjoys it a lot. I see the concept of them just buying these companies and like just mass producing some of their products. Uh, some of their products are doing well, right? Not a market that I'm too excited about, Rudy. But we can also take a look at that one. But first, let me go up to Shiro, right? Shiro requested a stock. Give me 1 quick second, guys. So like I said, guys, make sure to hit that thumbs up. I actually forgot to hit my own thumbs up. So let's take a look at EHTH. EHTH stock. eHealth. So this is an insurance company. It's a super small market cap of $1.7 billion. eHealth insurance. I want to see what they do first. What kind of insurance do they do? And let me open up Simply Wall Street too. One thing you remembered, lying about an NFL partnership. They also interviewed ex-employees. Roy, but I mean, wouldn't you believe if they were lying about an NFL partnership that the NFL would have came out and said, no, we're not partnering with them? I mean, that partnership news came out about a month ago. Why wouldn't the NFL be like, nah, these guys are not lying? So that already off the bat is kind of weird. Like if they're lying about something as big as that, I would have expected the NFL itself to come out, and if that would have happened, the stock price would have done. I did see the hedge fund release the report recently, and that hedge fund is one that just opened up a Twitter account. I'm trying to see both sides, right? So a lot of people are mentioning that hedge fund recently just opened up a Twitter account to post that. Take care, Duck. Thank you. I'll hit the like button on the way out. Appreciate it, Duck. Rudy, Riz, I have a very small position of about it. Oh, Wolf Packs. Yeah, that was in November of 2020, right? That was a old that one was November of 2020, I think, is when that short report came out, right? And I feel like a lot of the bad news that are happening right now is kind of reminding of that report. No, I appreciate that, right, Roy? I mean, it's great to share information, but I'm just saying, like, it's good to try to understand, like, if NFL, right, if you're saying NFL had this, they lied about that partnership, and a hedge fund kind of brought it up. I mean, you would have to also think, hey, why hasn't the NFL kind of said no? This is not a partnership worth doing. Um, and I mean, I think, all right, Roy, everybody should understand risk in this, right? Skills is definitely a high growth stock. One, where if you are in it, small position, just to overall, because of that risk, right? We've seen that volatility. The stock price has dropped 70% from its all time highs. So it's good to understand both those things, both the bearish, the bullish, the gains, and the risk, rewards and risk, right? I mean, luckily for me, I've been in skills since it was FEAC, so I think my price target is like my price is still like below $12. But definitely, it's scarier for probably people who have entered skills at like $30, $40, and so on and so forth. So let's take a look at eHealth. I forget who did it. Shiro, right? So Shiro, let's look. The company right now, future growth. This company is expected to grow 15% on average for the next 2 to 5 years. So that is a nice growth stock for me. They are positive in earnings. They're not positive in cash flow from operations. I'm guessing because they are an insurance company. Insurance companies, this is one reason I'm not too much of looking at insurance companies. I think their financials are a bit different than how I normally look at things. So I don't think cash flow from operations is where they normally get it. I think it might be cash flow from financing, cash flow from financing. So I think it's a bit different when looking at um, insurance companies. But regardless, they are profitable. They are expected to see strong revenue growth. Another thing is their financial. All right, their financial balance sheet looks pretty strong. They have no debt to their name right now. They have strong amount of cash as well. I want to take a quick look at ownership. Right, this is a very small market cap company, and unfortunately, most of it is actually not unfortunately, but I wanted to see some insiders here. Right now, institutions own most of it, 85%. Hedge funds own another 10.5. Individual insiders own 3.9% of the business. So fundamentally, Shiro, I don't know the market it's really in. So I can't really talk about that. But in the fundamentals, it doesn't look like a bad play for me. Not something I would invest just because it's not a market. Like I said, insurance is not too much of a market. The only one I truly follow right now is Lemonade. Just because it's really, you can just see the innovation in that one. I feel like they're really great at PRing and kind of showing their innovation as a whole. I'm not invested in Lemonade though, but it's probably the only one I do follow. No, Roy, and that's the great thing, right? It's definitely good, and that's what I try to talk about a lot. Like, always have that open mind, right, Roy? Always try to understand the bearish side. Always try to understand the bullish side. Just because it's always good to talk. I feel like there's always people that are super angry at bears. I mean, I don't think so. They're bears for a reason. They might believe something is happening, and even if it's not, it's something to keep an eye out. Like you mentioned, right? It's something to put on the radar. Hey, maybe after this I might go do a little more research on that NFL report. Maybe I might go do a little more reading on that show report to try to find out anything I might have missed. Roy. So definitely, I mean, I think it's good to hear both sides of every situation. So Fizz, your big risk in skills is there's not really any great games yet. So I kind of find that to be the opposite, Fizz, right? I find that to be that, hey, there are partnering with like mechanics, right? Which is a huge player in the arcade, right? If you go to Dave and Buster's, you see like a lot of the shooting games are by mechanics. So if other companies are kind of coming to skills right now, even with weak games, that to me is actually like wow. So even with weak games, you are attracting already some form of customers. Imagine when you have good games, the type of customers you can attract. So it's interesting for sure. In judo, have I heard about topicas? Is that a stock? Is that something else? Is that a food, a stock? What is that? What is that in judo? Is that a person? Topicas. No, it's actually a stock. They provide vertical market software and vertical market platforms in Europe. It is a Canadian based traded under the Toronto Stock Exchange. Right, Roy, and I feel like people shouldn't just like I don't know why I keep going back, Roy. I feel like just because Ark bought it doesn't mean it's a good bullish play either, right? So just because someone wrote a short report about it doesn't mean it's a bad play. Just because Ark bought into the stock doesn't mean it's a good play. Like big funds make mistakes, make mistakes. That's true, right? That's true. Mechanics doesn't have great games for yeah, very true, right? And we don't know what the partnership entitles. Yeah, Muddy Waters is one I think I follow on Twitter. Roy, I used to follow Micro Muddy Waters is one I follow, and I know the one that gets a lot of hate. Citron, are two I follow. Again, it's always good to I don't have only, for example, in my Twitter account, right? You would expect that I only have perma growth investors. No, I also try to follow value investors to try to find any value plays. I follow growth investors. I follow crypto, even though I'm not in the crypto market or really following it. I still like to expand to different knowledges to learn from them. So I follow like Muddy. I follow Citron, whatever they're called. So it's good to definitely have news from different sources in this investing style. That is true, right? They don't have some big games, Fizz, and that's definitely you know what I don't know why I was thinking about it today when I was doing, because one thing Skills is doing, Fizz, is they want to expand to kind of monetize other things like fitness, um like education and other stuff like that. And skills to me, now that I think about it, I think is in the next few years it'll probably be purchased by some betting or monetization company. Agreed, right, Roy? And that's the thing, right? I feel like bears are a lot. If a bear is showing something, especially these guys, right? These research, like they have to really search, they really have to get some crazy information for them to put out that information. So sometimes I think I take bear thesis more serious than I take bull thesis, right? Because bull thesis, everything you can find so much good news about a stock anyway, right? You can just Google a stock and you will find good news about it one way or another. It's very hard for you to find something bearish, and for that, like those bears that are usually about the stock, you have to really look into them and see, hey, these guys are posting about this for a reason. Mr. Bear Heidenberg is also a good short reporter. Haven't I don't think I follow that one. Um, but at the same time, right? You have to they have to have some form of reputation to themselves, right, Roy? You can't just follow every bear. I feel like there's also those perma bears, so they have to have good reputation. Just with the perma bulls, right? There's a lot of perma bulls. You can't follow every bull. You can't follow every bear. You have to see what type of reputation they have, and stuff like that. So let's see stocks real quick. All right, things are seem to be cooling down a bit more in my portfolio for sure, though. I see some red here, nothing crazy. Um, and I see some green. It seems like an average day. Let's hope it stays like that. We had our small pull down. Like you said, right, Mr. Bear? You said there's gonna be much of a dip, a bit of a dip today. Let's take a quick look at maps. Has it reset? Probably has. I just want to see overall. So right, we have AT&T up big, Netflix not big, but at least to some extent. Yo, ads for real, Finviz. Everybody's gonna want me to subscribe to them. DHR. Don't think I've heard of them. They're in the diagnostic. Nothing really green out right now. It seems to be pretty quiet day for sure. Micron is dipping. I've been seeing chips still taking a small dip here and there. I wonder if it's just the overall shortage still kind of giving fear for the next few quarters for investors, and they'd rather invest somewhere else. So Roy, I don't get how Nicholas is still a thing. Like, how is that stock still a stock? Like, how are people even still talking about that one? I can't imagine. Like, there should be stocks that you just get banned. Or, like, this is the craziest thing. This is the peak where they started throwing the truck. And that's why. Yeah, this is insane. Boom, boom, boom. Hydrogen. Nikola Green due to news hydrogen fuel cells. I mean, and then you find other companies, like after that scandal, like I would feel like it's hard for other companies to partner up with them, but no, it's like companies are like, yeah, we'll still partner up with you. Fizz, PowerPoint skills are not on point, but for sure, we just need someone to draw a pretty cool vehicle. David, I agree. I think right now, especially right now, EV will in the next few years, I think, do better than hydrogen type products, right? It's just the overall how the overall market is trending right now. Um, but maybe in sub markets, hydrogen might do better, right, than EV, David, right? So it probably just depends on what type of market you're actually following. But Fizz, I have a green screen. We can do a presentation on Fizz. We know from Michael how to do a man. If Michael CEO can be in every slideshow, then we can easily make a presentation. Do anything crazy happening right now? If they ever figure out how to refuel a hydrogen vehicle, that will help. That's insane. That's how bad it is, Michael. Five things to note before the market opens on Thursday. Oh, that was last Thursday. That's pretty weird. Oh man, it's so weird. I think YouTube still has some things to do, Fizz. Yeah, I think emotes. It's gonna be something. Custom emojis. I don't think they do. Oh, I could put custom emojis. Any solar stocks like what about them, Chin? Do you enjoy them? I personally am not into the solar company, right, into solar stocks at the moment. It's weird, right? Usually you would think as uh electrical guy, I would kind of follow more solar stocks. I personally don't. No way. Michael stocks did not get. It actually did. Wow. Chris, at what price are you adding more to skills? At the moment, Chris, skills is one I'm not adding to. Right now, with the still pull down, I really want to increase my exposure on my tier one stocks. Right, I found what 4 stocks I'm super bullish on right now. And those are the ones that I'm trying to increase. So those 4 stocks I'm trying to get to about 35 to 40% of my portfolio, and I think right now is a great time to do it. Then once I start to do that, I would continue to add others. Chris, at the moment I don't know when that would be for skills. Victor, what's going on, Vic? Are you buying anything today? No, I actually just purchased yesterday, Victor. I've posted on Discord what I purchased on the account. Chintan, and may I ask, just question, completely, you don't have to answer. Have you been investing for some time? How long have you been investing? Raphael, Intel earnings today. What do you expect? First, let's take a look at the stock. Intel stock. I don't think the company is going to give us any crazy news that we haven't heard already about. The CEO already talked about expanding into the new market, back into like the manufacturing process. Right, the CEO mentioned a few things. Unless Intel comes out with some crazy new product, I don't see how the stock can really move anywhere. I feel like the plan that they have moved forward is something that's going to take multiple years. So Intel, I mean, I'm pretty much going to be wrong now because I said this. I'm pretty sure the stock now is going to do crazy numbers. But unless Intel releases something crazy, especially now that NVIDIA has kind of entered into that data center CPU world, I think Intel has to show something that they're really moving forward for. They have to probably announce something of how they're doing on delays on their 11 nanometers, on their 7 nanometers. Like, what are things getting better on that end? I think that's what investors are really going to be looking for. Intel, though, for the long term of things, I think this can be a strong turnaround story with the new CEO. But it's going to take years for sure. The 2 earnings I am excited to look at today are Intel and Snap, right? Those are 2. Roy, another site you should check out is Value Investors Club. Hopefully it's free. If it's free, yes. If it's not, I don't have that type of funds right now. It's a 40-day lag. I mean, sometimes you submit your own research report, but it's high-level analysis. That's pretty good, right? Run is up and down. What is Run? Sunrun. Yeah, you were just talking about that, the solar company. It's been all over, right? Overall trending down, but it's been all over. Free. All right, let me actually check that one out. Value Investors Club. I was actually there. Thanks, Roy. Appreciate it. All right, guys, I am gonna tune out for now. I'm gonna head out. Gotta go do my video for the day. So today I will be on later tonight around 8:30, I believe. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. On your way out, make sure to hit that thumbs up. It means a lot. It helps a lot with the channel. But guys, yeah, I gotta head out. I gotta start working on future content for the channel. If you haven't done, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. So Mr. Bear, enjoy. Everybody have a good trading day. If you're a bull or bear, whichever, enjoy the day. So take care, guys.